Good morning, friends, on this foggy morning. I can't even sort of tell where the horizon is. Not super clear what to do, what's next. And that seems like a really sort of appropriate metaphor. Just recently was on the Boss Lady podcast this week. Recording this week. I'm not sure if it dropped this week. We'll have to check for that. But just about the expectations that we entered this year with. Maybe even the expectations we entered last year with. You know, after 2020, it was sort of like, okay, we're gonna turn the page. We're gonna close the book on this chapter and this period of our lives and move on to something better. And then 2021 kind of dragged out with some of the same things as 2020, perhaps with us being a little more prepared and experienced, but nonetheless full of its own challenges. And I think we kind of experienced that same expectation along with the sort of letdown of it when 2022 turned the page and still didn't provide the relief we were hoping for. And that feels a little sort of reminiscent with, you know, trekking out here in the morning or tuning in to your Facebook in the morning and where's my sunrise? It's supposed to be here. It's supposed to be bright and beautiful and bring me hope and inspiration, and it doesn't, and it's not. So where do we go from here? And I'm finding that all of it invites me deeper and deeper into the idea of I do what I can and I have to let go of the rest and look for the meaning and the hope in it anyway. So I made the effort to get up this morning. I made the effort to come down to this beach or to tune in your case, or, you know, I can't control whether we get to see the sun or not. I can't control whether it's cloudy or not. So, you know, I think I often bring up the Serenity Prayer in this space of, you know, accept the things I cannot change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And here's where the hope comes in for me. Even if I can't see it, the sun is still rising. The day continues to lighten, and this fog will burn off, and there will be a day to be had beyond it. And I bring what I'm capable of bringing. I do what I'm capable of doing and let go of the rest, you know, and that sort of harkens to a lot of the gospel stories. The most obvious to me is the loaves and fishes, right? We bring what little we have, and it gets multiplied and made use of, and amplified for others and for ourselves, that we might be fed and have left over, you know, an abundance mentality. So just because the world, the environment, the sunrise doesn't meet my expectations, doesn't make it useless or worthless, doesn't mean there's nothing for me to be had in this day, in this year, in this chapter. You know, there is still good to be found if we can but look for it and find the hope in spite of. And I think that's really sort of the act of resistance. It's the hard work of the rebellion to sort of the world's trope that we can find happiness here and there, that we can, you know, if we buy this thing, if we do this thing, if we work this program, if we 5 easy steps to being your best self, you know, all this kind of stuff. Which, even in that, there are truths to be had. But I think the real act of rebellion that comes from being a Christ follower is we trust in the abundance. We trust that our efforts will be multiplied. We trust that we are enough, and that what we have to bring to the table is enough. We trust not that everything will be easy and happy, but that we are in community, and that will help us get through it. That we have what we need to take the next right step, and that despite not knowing the future, we can have some hope about it. You know, I sometimes have this mental image that I'm sort of like following God through a mountain trail, and it looks like a dead end or like a cliff face that's just going to drop off. You know, I'm going, I can't see where this is going, God. I don't know. It just looks like impossible obstacles to me. But if you've ever been hiking in the mountains, you know that like you can get to, you know, see no way out and get to a certain point and go, oh, we can turn left here. And there's a whole other set of trail. There's a whole pass, a whole set of climbing holds or whatever it is we need to get to the next step. So that's my encouragement today, is that even if it all feels a little foggy, a little unclear, what's the path, what's the way forward, what's the future? You are enough, and what you bring is enough. And a path will make itself available to you at the right time. So the invitation in there too is trust, that you'll know what to do when the time comes. Hold on to your peace and take the next right step, and the path will reveal itself. And part of that is the rest when there's not something to do. I heard this great line in a meeting once that said, don't just do something, sit there. When there's not something to do, we don't have to incessantly find something to do to either distract ourselves or make ourselves feel productive and useful. And that's also part of the resistance, is rest, not buying into the constantly doing, giving ourselves space to be, to integrate, to listen, and to find the next right step. I hope you will find some time in this foggy morning, which I hope will turn into a beautiful day, to breathe some fresh air, to rest, to resist our culture's constant call to busy ourselves, and to know that you're enough. Grace and peace, my friends. Good to be with you this morning.